Hi again, my name is Eleni and today I'll show you another game that we played this week with my students of the 8th junior class. So this week I thought that we had to revise a little bit the vocabulary that we've done and some of the grammatical categories that we've covered so far. So what I thought was to design a game where I had written some words on top of these sticks. For example, the weather, food, vegetables, class objects, etc. In order to make them a little bit more attractive, I put some hearts and stars on top and I drew some faces so that they would like them. I also added some grammatical elements like can, can't, the verb to be. So what we did was I actually held them in my hand and they had to randomly pick a stick, for example, the weather. Okay, then they had to roll a dice, and if, for example, they came up with the number 4, they had to provide me with 4 words that are related to the weather. For example, rain, snow, sunshine, cold, whatever they could think of. Now, if they found 4 words, for example, they would get the stick. Next person would do the same. Okay, and if they were able to answer all the words, they would get the stick. In case they had something like, for example, grammar, can, they had to come up with 4 sentences using the verb can, the modal verb can or can't. Now, they had a lot of fun, they really liked it. I think it's a game that can be used in order to teach various things. For example, you can use it even to teach them how to read. So, for example, at the beginning of the year, I bought some colorful sticks like these ones. Okay, and what I did was I glued some things on top of them so as to make them look like trees, and I wrote the letters and the phonemes. So what they had to do was try to read the words, for example, in combinations like this, hit. I would give them a point for every word that they could read correctly. Some of them had phonemes, others had combinations of consonants or vowels so that they would be able to read them. And another thing that I used them for was I asked them to put them in order so as to write the alphabet. So you can think of various uses for these sticks. Now, this week, for example, we had to learn the countable and uncountable nouns. So we were mainly using food words. So what I did was I wrote all of these words on smaller sticks. I have a lot here. For example, meat, tea, etc. And then I made 2 small glasses where I stick some colorful papers, writing countable and uncountable. And what they had to do was sort out the sticks into countable and uncountable nouns. Now, in order to make it more complicated, I also wrote a few words on some post-it notes. So, for example, after they finished sorting out countable and uncountable nouns, what they had to do was take the uncountable nouns and put them under the right category of the words that we use in order to count them. For example, a carton of milk. Okay. A packet of rice, whatever. So that was another type of activity that I designed, but I was thinking that you can actually use these sticks in order to do many things. For example, I also used them at the beginning of the year. I've written words on them, so they have to try to spell or to read. For example, they read the word star. If they read it correctly, they get the stick. We count who has more sticks in the end, and this guy wins something, a prize, a balloon, whatever. Something not really expensive, but they see it as a challenge and they like participating. I was thinking that you can even write the time on sticks and ask them to pick at random, and they have to find they have to say what their stick has. For example, if I have 1:30, they have to say it's 1:30. Okay, you can give them a point for every correct answer, and I think that they enjoy it. They're having a lot of fun. So, well, I hope you liked it. I think you can use it for many things. Till next time, take care.